Okay, today I am going to talk to you about something really great. And in order to give you a prelude, we are going to go all the way back to 1812 when the French army under Napoleon invaded Russia. And it was winter, and by that time, this very rare disease, and it was killing an enormous amount of soldiers. What the French army didn't have was a homeopathic doctor, and the Russians did. A Russian general was a homeopathic doctor, and he basically told all of his men, in the morning, you pee in a cup, you flush it 5 times and you with water, and then you drink it the sixth. If you do not do this, I will execute you, and everybody who does not do this will be executed. And this ended up being the reason why Napoleon was not able to take over Russia, because they had a homeopathic doctor. It was the very first time I heard of that, and the usage of urine therapy in the field. Now, we are a lot years further on, and we are now heading towards somebody like Luc Montagnier. Luc Montagnier, by accident, basically solidified the fact that homeopathy is real. What did he do? He had a tiny drop of DNA material, had the complete DNA sequence, did a drop of the DNA material in water, diluted it to such an extreme amount that it couldn't possibly hold any more data. They would make frequencies out of it. They would send it all the way around the world, and they would read out, they would play the frequency back to water, and they would take a sample of it, make a DNA sample, and what ended up is the DNA sample that was sent was 85 to 90% the same as the DNA sample that was received at the other end, and thus creating a medical validated reason that when you put something in a homeopathic solution, it actually retains that memory. Now, as you all heard, that 6 months ago, I discovered something weird in all of our blood. I spent 3 months just trying to find a solution, and I'm physically unable to do so. So, what I ended up doing was 2 things. Number 1 is that I started to use urine dilution, because no matter how much money you will pay me on the planet, I will never be able to drink my own urine. But as a homeopathic solution, that's a whole different thing. Now, how do you make a homeopathic solution? What I would like to suggest is you take one of these, you put them on the bathroom, that you completely sterilize it, make sure that you put boiling water in there, that it's completely sterile. You pee in here. It's only in the morning with your morning urine. You put that in there. What you do then is you take 1 drop out. That 1 drop you put in an equal amount, equal pot, and you put distilled water in there. You shake it like your life depends on it for 50 times. So you have to do it 50 times. You shake it really sturdy, then you pour it all out. Then you add more diluted water in there. You shake it again 50 times, like your life depends on it. You do that 6 to 9 times. The more times you do it, the more concentrated this dilution will be. Why is that? Because what we are dealing with right now in our blood, it's synthetic biology that is so incredibly well designed that I'm physically unable to destroy it, which means that it was made to be indestructible. And this is basically one of the very few antidotes you have to synthetic biology. I have no idea why I've not heard anything about this, because I'm starting to think that everybody's an honorary member of the Stevie Wonder fan club, because nobody is looking or seeing or registering any of this crap. But it remains that it is synthetic. It is almost impossible to break. But using the urine therapy as an antidote is one of the very few things that will make it less. It won't go away, but in the blood, I literally see it becomes less. I have something else for the snake poison that's in there, but I will do another video about that one shortly. What you do is you make 2 solutions. So you pee in this, morning urine, when you wake up, you pee in it, you take 1 drop out, you make a homeopathic solution. This is a homeopathic solution. The last time that you do it, either the 6th or the 9th time, before you shake it, you add just a dash of vodka in there, and then you shake it rigorously again. And what you do then is, once it's ready, a few times a day, you take a pipette, put it underneath the tongue, leave it there, and you have your homeopathic solution. What I notice is when I have this scent that smells of the vaccine, this really sweet, plasticky, perfumey kind of scent, as soon as I do this, 1-2 hours, it's gone. So this is like, I see it in the blood, it becomes less. It's not gone, but it becomes less. But what you basically will need after that is you leave the rest of the urine inside this cup. You put it somewhere dark and you put the lid on it because it's going to smell. You're going to leave it for 21 or 28 days. Why is that? Your own personal stem cells are going to be formed in there, and you're going to have your personal stem cell therapy. So you have the aged urine in here, pour it all out, that there's only 1 drop left in here, then you put the distilled water in there, you shake like your life depends on it, pour it out, put new distilled water in there, shake like your life depends on it, 50 times. You do that 6 to 9 times. Last time, you put a tiny little bit of vodka in there, and then you shake like your life depends on it. Then you have aged urine that also contains an incredible amount of stem cells. If you are still menstruating, do it also when you're menstruating, because in menstrual blood there is also an incredible amount of stem cells. This way, you have saved yourself between 25 and 50,000 euros on stem cell therapy, and you also have a little bit of the antidote that will help against this synthetic monstrosity that they're putting onto us. Because right now, I think everybody's noticed that in the last 6 months, more people have died than previously, and that all has to do with this new stuff that is inside of our blood. So this is one of the ways to help yourself. It's free, it's doable because everybody can do this, and it is 100% personal. If you've got any kind of medical issues, using your own urine as a homeopathic remedy is going to be something that is made for you, from you, by you, and it will save you a shitload of money. So, okay, that's it for today. Thank you, sweetie pies. Bye-bye.